Hi, this is Kat with Beadaholique, and in this video I'm going to show you how to attach a magnetic clasp to right angle weave. Now I have a finished example here, and what I love about this is I used the Preciosa Bicone crystals, and it's just so beautiful and sleek and delicate that I didn't want to add a big tube clasp to it, but you can just see how the magnetic clasp really sits in there and is nice and secure, but doesn't take away from the beautiful crystals of the design. So one thing I want to start off by saying here is that you can choose gold or silver for this, but this particular design does work best when you have the two rows here. So I have a little sample. So I have just finished my piece here. Now there are a couple different ways that you can do right angle weave. You can go all the way down one side and then all the way back the other side, or you can go up and down. The best way to do this, and the way that this one is going to work out nicely for this particular clasp, is that we're going to go up and down here throughout our entire piece. You start at one end and you get to the other side. So you can see that I've left a nice long tail on this end so that I can go back and add my needle to attach the second side. And the other beautiful thing about this is we don't need any extra seed beads or any extra beads to attach this piece. So very simply what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up my clasp here, and you can leave them both attached for this first side, it doesn't matter. So just go ahead and slide that down, and I'm just going to bridge right across to that bicone that is on the other side. So as long as you're coming out that first bead, and you can bridge that bicone right across the other side. So you see how it sits in there really nice and tight. So now I'm just going to always continue my right angle weave and just weave down and around. And now for a little security, I'm just going to kind of rotate my piece here. I'm going to come up through this bicone in the middle. And now I'm going to catch that loop going through the loop. And I'm going to go back down through that same bicone I just came out. So I'm just kind of pulling it nice and tight. So I've created a little loop going around and pulling it back down through. Now I'm going to continue my right angle weave here. And I'm going to come back through here. And we are just going to repeat that whole process, because with a magnetic clasp, you're going to, and I'm just going to go all the way through, all the way across there. With a magnetic clasp, you really want to secure these so that they don't have any extra wear and tear that you don't need to have on them. They do end up with a lot of stress, so we want to make sure that our clasp is not going anywhere. All right, so again, we're just going to go back up through. And if you want, you can kind of crisscross for added security. So with the other one, I went through the other way. It doesn't really matter. You're kind of doing the same loop, really. And then come back through, and you can see it's getting a little harder to get my needle through there. But that's why I'm using the 4-pound FireLine for this, because I'm doing multiple passes through one bead. So that's another question I get often, is which size FireLine. These are the 4mm bicones. If you're using a bigger bicone, you can probably get away with a little bit bigger thread. All right, so for my last little pass here, one last time, I'm going to go around and I'm going to go through this bead here. And now, just to show you how I like to tie off, I'm going to go and I'm going to catch that little thread bridge, create a little loop, pull that back nice and tight, and go through. One last bead there, and then I can come in and just trim this off. And then what you can do is just remove your clasp. And when you are removing your clasp, and I'll show you on the finished piece here. So if you're wearing it, try to do your best to slide them apart, not to pull them, because we want to make sure that we can, again, keep that nice security there for our bracelet. But all you would do is just sort of separate this by, again, kind of sliding it apart, and move to the other side, attach your needle, and just repeat that entire process. It's exactly the same, but this is a great little technique, and you can just see how nice and hidden that little magnetic clasp is inside of there. All right, I hope this gives you an option to finish your right angle weave with a magnetic clasp. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new to our YouTube channel here, be sure to hit that subscribe button below to get all the latest from Beadaholique, and head over to beadaholique.com to shop all of your DIY jewelry needs. Thanks so much.